So I've been calling your churches to test to see if they would help feed a starving baby. I am calling your church to test to see if they are willing to help feed a hungry baby. So I'm calling your church to test to see if they would be willing to help feed a starving baby. So I had a lot of requests wanting me to call a mega church. So I'm actually calling Lakewood International Center in Houston, Texas.
A TikTok social experiment has absolutely exploded online, and I'm going to be honest with you, the results shocked me. Picture this. A woman pretends to be a desperate mother needing baby formula during the government shutdown. She calls around 40 churches asking for help, including Joel Osteen's Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas, one of America's most famous megachurches with its massive budget and thousands of members. They turned her away. But in a small town, a pastor and great-grandfather at a tiny church in Kentucky, his response went viral. Let's break this down. So here's what TikTok creator Nicole Monroe did. She called around 40 different religious institutions pretending to be a struggling mother who urgently needed baby formula. She even had a recording of a crying baby playing in the background to make it feel real. Now, there was no actual baby, no real emergency. This was purely to see how these places would respond to someone asking for immediate help.
Okay, so for those of you that actually go to church and donate your hard-earned money, do you actually know what your money goes to when you donate to your church? Because I know some of you, can't really afford much and you give what you can, and that takes money out of your own mouths, maybe. You might give, your last few dollars to church. And I'm curious if that church actually helps your community or not, or if they just pocket your money. So I'm actually going to be testing and seeing if local churches in my area first are willing to help somebody that's in need when they call up and ask for help.
I know some people might say, that's deceptive, or that's not fair. But here's the thing. If your church teaches compassion and helping those in need, shouldn't that help be available when someone calls asking for it? Shouldn't there be systems in place to actually assist people in crisis? Nicole identifies as liberal, supports immigrant rights, BLM, LGBTQ rights, the Free Palestine movement, and she's transparent about approaching this without bias. She wasn't targeting any specific denomination. She was genuinely curious. Who would actually help? Out of approximately 40 churches, only about 9 offered real assistance. Let that sink in. 9. That's less than 25%. Most churches either flat-out refused, redirected her to external charities, or offered vague promises that basically meant nothing. At East Somerset Baptist Church in Kentucky, staff told her they stopped helping people directly 2 years ago. 2 years ago, First Christian Church of Somerset said they could only help known members. So unless you're already part of their club, good luck. Even massive congregations, the kinds with budgets in the millions, places like Victory Christian Fellowship and Abundant Church in Texas, offered nothing more than referrals. And then there's the big one, Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas. Joel Osteen's church, one of the most well-known megachurches in America. A church that holds services in a former NBA arena. A church with an estimated annual budget in the tens of millions of dollars. They couldn't help her. Think about that. A church that size with those resources, and they turned away someone calling desperately for baby formula.
Feed this baby.
Thank you for calling Lakewood Church. Your call is very important to us, and we will be glad to assist you momentarily. Morning, thank you for calling Lakewood Church. Did Ashley, how can I help you?
Hey, yes. I was calling to see if y'all could help with formula at all. I have a 2-month-old baby, and we ran out last night, so she's been going all day long without food. Is there any way y'all could help with formula?
We do have a benevolence ministry. I can take down your information and put in a request for you.
Okay, how long would that take?
We really don't have an estimated time just because we do receive a lot of requests here. Each applicant is different. It could take a couple of days. It could take a couple of weeks. We really just don't have a time frame there.
Okay, you said it would take a couple of days to weeks?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, if approved.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye. Okay, I did like the idea of the baby, but I could barely hear her. I'm not going to do that again. And if I do, I'm going to turn it way down. But yeah, she said that she had some other church, and if I was approved, it could still take days to weeks to get approved, to get formula. And my baby's over here crying without food. This church is huge. Like, y'all can't... I don't know anymore about these churches. I already knew, don't get me wrong, but it's like when it's in your face and you're seeing it and hearing it, it's like, this is reality right now. Like,
The disappointment is real, folks. And here's what really gets me. Some people in the comments tried to defend this by saying she called the wrong numbers or reached the wrong people. But if you're a church with a public phone number and someone calls desperately needing help, shouldn't someone be able to connect them to resources? Isn't that the bare minimum? As Nicolai herself said, it's not even that they don't have it, it's that they won't even try. But then there was this one call. Heritage Hope, Church of God in Somerset, Kentucky. And guys, this is the moment that restored my faith in humanity, even if just a little bit.
so now I'm calling Heritage Hope Church of God in Somerset, Kentucky, and it says that they are the oldest continuing Church of God in the state of Kentucky, and over the course of the past 109 years, we've been a part of the spiritual landscape in Somerset. So let's see if they're willing to help feed a hungry baby. It does not state online if they are open or not, so we're just going to call and see.
Heritage Hope Church of God.
Hi, I was wanting to see if you all could help at all. I have a 2-month-old baby, and I ran out of formula last night. I was wanting to see if y'all could help with formula.
Let me see. Give me your name and number.
My name is Nikali, or just Callie, and then my number is 859-353-7777.
7777.
Yes.
It's Kylie. What's the last name, ma'am?
Monroe, Monroe.
Now what exactly are you needing?
I just need the Good Start formula.
Okay. So how much do you need? I need to know about that.
I'm not sure. I think I usually have, I think it's maybe $17 at Walmart. I mean, if y'all could just get the formula, I could pick it up or have somebody come get it.
Well, I'm an officer right now by myself, and I'll see if I can get somebody to do this.
Okay.
We can do this. I'll just see. Tell me what it is it's called in case I have to go get it, because I'm a great grandpa. I'm not used to picking up formula. Okay. What's it called?
Good Start.
Good Start. And
Sir. Sir.
It's for infants.
Yes, sir.
Infants formulas. Any flavor, anything to it, or just?
No, sir. Hey, can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Hey, okay, I'm actually just testing churches to see which ones would actually help the community, and you just touched my heart. And I just want you to know that you are an amazing person. That's the formula, but I don't need it. I just wanted to see if you were willing to help. And I just wanted to let you know that you touched me today, that you were actually willing to help or find the help.
Even I'm right now thinking internally in my church, my people won't ask for anything. They won't ask me or tell me nothing. And as a rule, most of my people have been blessed. Mm-hmm. But the ones that are struggling won't tell me. But I'm trying to figure out right now with the SNAP program dying out tomorrow or possibly, I'm trying to figure out, I don't know how to ask my people, how many of y'all are on SNAP, because they might not want to tell me.
Yeah.
Because my people won't tell me when they have a need, and we always try to help. I do help in the body. The Bible tells us that do good to all men, but especially those of the household faith. So I started in the church, though it may sound hard. I started in the church, but my people very seldom ask me for anything, and we do ministry outside the church. And but a lot of churches are struggling inside. Like I said, right now, I don't know how I'm gonna get my people to tell me they get SNAP benefits.
Yeah. Can I suggest something to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you tried doing like a box where people can drop off their information and it be private? That way, nobody has to know anything. And then
that's what I thought about, putting envelopes in their bulletins.
Yeah.
Drop an envelope in a box and tell me, because I am concerned.
And just let those that don't feel like comfortable sharing or feel ashamed or too much pride, that it takes more courage to ask for help and make sure that they're taken care of.
It takes more to receive than to give.
Yeah.
In my life. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, but I've been blessed. But that's a good suggestion. I'll probably try the envelopes this week and tell them to just stick them in their bulletins and say if you have a need, if you could tell me. Like I said, I know I've got people that get SNAP benefits. I know that, but they won't tell me they're doing that. And,
well, I'm gonna have to come check out your church because I really love that you actually help and do what you need to do. I appreciate that.
I can't say and things like that. So we just took a load of food to the food pantry this morning. Took a donation of where we're not a rich church, but we do what we can.
Yeah. Well, since I know that you help, I'm going to put out, if you don't mind, on social media for people to come donate to your church to where you can help out a little bit more. Is that okay?
That'll be fine.
Okay. Again, thank you so much, and keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That was so sweet. Okay. All right. I will say this. I don't go to church. I don't believe in Christianity, but churches like this, the ones that actually help and try to help, really do touch my heart because at least I know that they are doing what they're doing with a good, pure heart. And that guy was just so adorable. I love it. Like, I was really let down by the first two churches. So, hey, 1 out of 3. Honestly, I don't want to call anymore just because I'm like leaving on a good note if I stop right now. But yeah, that one, definitely go to that church. If you're in Somerset, Kentucky, that is a good church with good people. I can tell just with his heart. It was really touching.
This man didn't redirect her. He didn't make excuses. He didn't question whether she was a member. He just immediately started problem solving. He asked what kind of formula she needed, where he could find it. This is what compassion looks like in action. And here's where it gets emotional. Nicolai stopped the experiment right there and told him the truth. She explained what she was doing, why she was doing it, and that his response just touched her heart. She told him he was an amazing person. His response? Even more beautiful. He explained that while his church is small, he wants to help people struggling during the government shutdown. He knows a lot of people have too much pride to ask for help, but he always wants to try to help anyway. He even quoted scripture. The Bible tells us that it will be good to all members, especially those with a household faith. The internet did what the internet does when something genuinely good happens. Since this video went viral, people have donated over $100,000 to Heritage Hope Church of God's Compassion Ministry. $100,000. And you know what? That money's going to the right place because this church proved they actually practice what they preach. Other churches that offered immediate help included Lady of Fatima Catholic Church in Alco, Tennessee, First Baptist Church of Jeffersontown in Louisville, Kentucky, Storyside Church, Belleville, Ohio, Our Lady of the Hills Catholic Church, Columbia, South Carolina, Heritage Hope Church of God, Somerset, Kentucky, Portico Story, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and Linden, Church of Christ in Linden, Tennessee. An Islamic center in Charlotte, North Carolina, responded instantly, asking which formula she needed and when she could pick it up. A Buddhist temple in Chapel Hill also stepped up. The help came from different faiths, different denominations, and different communities. The common thread? Genuine compassion. Now, Nicolai ended her video with something really powerful. She said, "I don't go to church. I don't believe in Christianity, but churches like this, ones that actually help and try to help, really do touch my heart because at least I know that they are doing what they're doing with a good, pure heart." And this is where I want to address something important. Some comments have been attacking Christianity as a whole, and that completely misses the point. Christianity teaches service, charity, and caring for the needy. Those are beautiful values. The problem isn't the religion. The problem is the gap between what these institutions claim to believe and how they actually act. These churches collect massive amounts of money, they pay no taxes, and they hold incredible influence in their communities. And the absolute bare minimum they could do is help people without pretending to stand for something they don't actually practice. When you're at Lakewood Church, when you have that kind of platform, that kind of reach, that kind of budget, and someone calls asking for help with baby formula, the response shouldn't be a redirect. It should be, what do you need and when can you get it? If you're going to be a church, if you're going to claim to follow teachings about loving your neighbor and helping the poor, then you need to actually do it. Not just on Sunday mornings when it's convenient, not just for people who are already in your congregation, but for anyone who calls your publicly listed number, desperately needing help. This experiment reveals something uncomfortable but necessary to acknowledge. There's a crisis of authenticity happening in many religious institutions. People are watching. They're paying attention to whether actions match words. And when they don't, it erodes trust not just in individual churches, but in faith communities as a whole. But here's the hopeful part. That great-grandfather in Kentucky shows us what's possible. His church is small. They don't have massive budgets or fancy buildings. But they have something far more valuable: genuine compassion and the willingness to act on it immediately. That's the standard. That's what we should expect from institutions that claim to serve others. And that's what communities deserve. The contrast couldn't be more stark. A megachurch with millions versus a small church with heart. And the small church won without even trying, because they simply did what was right. I hope Nicolee continues this experiment. I hope she keeps sharing which churches actually help and which ones don't, because accountability matters. And people in genuine crisis deserve to know where they can turn for real help. Alright, that's it for today's video. What are your thoughts on this experiment? Do you think it was fair? Have you had similar experiences? Let me know in the comments below. And if this video made you think, give it a like and share it with someone who needs to see it. Remember, compassion costs nothing but means everything. Let's be more like that pastor and great-grandfather in Kentucky. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
So again, I know that a lot of you want to leave negative reviews and, look at religion in a poor light right now. But instead of doing that, I would much rather people start leaving 5-star reviews with suggestions on what can be done to fix it. Because I remember being told all the time growing up, don't bring up a problem unless you can bring 3 solutions. And I'm a big believer that it only takes one person and one voice to make a change. And I've always said that. So I don't want to bring division. I don't want to bring judgment and hate. I want to bring positivity and change. And that's what we need. We don't need more division. Think about it. The churches that said yes to a liberal tattooed lesbian were a MAGA church, a Hispanic church, a black church, a Catholic church, and an Islamic mosque. That should tell you everything. This was to bring us together, not divide us. It's to bring us together. So my message out of all of this experiment is to look at each other kinder, help more people, and forgive and show empathy and compassion. That's what I want you all to do. Don't let this experiment darken you and bring just more chaos and more hurt. I don't want these